Welcome back. And now tune into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws, in the building. We got Aaron, no D, but we still rocking out. You already know. Got a lot of stuff on tap we're going to get into. But for starters, we have our question of the day. If you want to send in a question, just go ahead and send it to OSS 980 on IG, and we'll get into it. But for today, we have a question of the day.
You clipping?
I'm clipping. Hold on, man. We're not gonna do that today. Hold on. Okay, we back. After some slight technical difficulties, we back in the driver's seat. No harm, no foul. I'm back, Aaron. We good? We clean?
Yeah, you good now.
Okay, all right. Question of the day comes in. Let's get this joint opened up. All right. For old man's eyes, let me do this because old man can't see. My eyes bad. All right. Question of the day comes in and says, my boyfriend and I live in the same college town and I'm always at his apartment. A few days ago, I went home to visit my family and came back 4 days later to my boyfriend. I came back early morning and found him in bed. We cuddled and started our day a few hours later. We went out and came back. I went into the bathroom and I fixed myself up in the mirror. I looked down and noticed a few pieces of hair on the floor. They clearly weren't mine. I keep looking around and I found even more around the toilet. I checked the shower and I noticed there's a long one stuck in the shower. In total, there had to be 10 to 15 hairs. And then my eyes finally catch a black hair tie in the sink. My heart sinks. I walk out of the bathroom and show my boyfriend the hair tie and ask him whose hair tie is it. He clearly sees the tears in my eyes and can comforts me. I asked him to please explain, and he said that it was his, that he used to have long hair 10 months ago, and he shed a tear while comforting me, and he rarely cries. Not satisfied with his answer because those hairs were not there last time I was here. I get up and leave, told him I need time to think. I know he used to have long hair. The hair tie could possibly be his, but why was it in the sink? When he doesn't when he doesn't have hair long hair anymore. When I asked him why hair showed up on the floor and a few on the bed sheet, his excuse was that he hasn't cleaned for months and that it just had he just that he I just haven't noticed them. I feel like as a woman, I would have definitely noticed them before. He's a really good guy, and I would hate for my trust issues to ruin a good thing, but it doesn't make sense. Is it believable that a hair could have been his when he had long hair because it matched the pictures I've seen? But those hairs were not there before I went back home. I'm confused and my memory is hazy. He insists that they've always been there and he just hasn't cleaned for months. I don't know what to believe. What should I do? Is this her mind playing tricks on her?
First of
Or
all,
is she got a legitimate, or is this just bizarre world?
Joker need to clean his bathroom. That's terrible. First of all, if you have a young, first of all, if she's been over there before, then she would have noticed the hairs before. Because this sound like this right up her alley. She into the investigation, talking about her eyes brought her to
You
a hair
already
in the
know
shower.
Sherlock.
She was in there looking.
Shirleycia Holmes.
You already
Dog.
know. So you got to clean your bathroom, especially if you juggling a bunch of different youngins. You got to clean the bathroom. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not all in her head. If the Bama really had, I don't know why you got a hair tie in the sink. That sounds wild, but but it sounds like this just might be her MO. Like she insecure, she in there looking for stuff, and she found what she was looking for this go around.
Insecurity breeds funny business.
I had a youngin go in my bathroom. I'm laying down half asleep, right? She come and stand on my bed and say, "Whose brush is this?" I look, I said, "I don't know who brush it is. Is it?" It ended up being her brush. Like I didn't, because I don't. First of all, I don't be letting people leave stuff in the crib like that anyway. But that's just how their brain works, dog. A brush that you purchased and brought over here left, and you don't even know it's your own brush. The first place your mind goes, it had to be some other youngin' over here between the last time I was here and now. That's how their brain works, dog.
Terrible, yeah.
She too young for this.
Yeah, young. I mean, you start down this path. Like I'm trying to figure out what kind of traumas happen to you where you gotta be Shirleycia Holmes, dog. Like where you gotta be checking and every little thing is just a problem. You say he's a good dude and you don't want nothing. Like, I mean, you can't trust his word. Is the Bama untrustworthy? Like
That's what she's trying to find out if that hair not his.
I mean,
and let's be clear, being a good dude has nothing to do with what Bama's be doing on the side or behind the scenes. Bama could treat you like a princess and still be yakking on the side. So that ain't got nothing to do with nothing for real.
I just think, I mean, you asked him directly and he gave you a direct answer. And I mean, if the Bama is sincere, I mean, you just got to take his word for it. Now, if there's other things or other indicators of distrust or things that you can believe to be him doing funny business on the side, then I mean, I guess you can go with that. But just to go to that deep end of the spectrum, I just think is a little premature. Especially over some hair that you can look in pictures and see that the Bama had long hair like that too. It would be one thing if it was like a blonde piece of hair and and then the dude had black hair and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's my hair." Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if the jump match up, I think you should leave it there. Just leave it there. Yeah, I mean, we got some time today. Aaron, you want to talk about the car? Did you get the whip?
So I wired the bread for the deposit on Friday, right? So I've been trying to find this
hold on. So you had to send in a deposit. So what are you trying to get? First of all, tell the people what kind of car
we're not gonna do that. But let's just say I'm gonna tell a story from the beginning. I've been trying to find this one car for like 3 months.
Okay.
3 months. I've kind of talked about the joint like a couple weeks ago when I said that the dealerships was tripping. They marking them up 30, 30, 30, 30 everywhere. Marking the joints up. So this one joint, I started like flirting a little bit. The youngin knocked like 19 grand off the price that every other dealership in the country's been selling.
Hold on, dog. You was flirting with her and she knocked 19K off?
I was being friendly. I don't know if I say flirting, but I was playing the game. Like, cause I've been trying to find this joint for like 3 months, right?
Dog, first of all, that means a lot, dog, cause you don't mean
I'm not a friendly type joker.
Yeah,
at all.
You don't need.
So
you for one of my numbers, dog. You smiling and everything. Oh yeah, bring that. Let me see that. Okay.
So they knocked 19 off of the price that they going for, and so I say, okay, I'll take the joint, sight unseen, like, cause the car's not even built yet. The car's being built today. The 13th. So Friday, I send a deposit, right? So they'll hold it because once it goes on the internet, it's not on the internet yet. So once it goes on the internet, then anybody can find it and they'll come and try to buy the car, even though it's not built yet. Because
so you basically put a hold. It's like when you want the Xbox, you say, "Well, I'm gonna get a deposit so that
Right.
That Xbox is
Like a
mine, so
pre-order
Bama's can't.
almost,
Yeah,
kind of, sort of.
pre-order type joint. Mm-hmm.
But even though it's being built today, it's going to be delivered in 2 weeks. So I sent the money Friday. And it's supposed, wire supposed to be instant or whatever. But sometimes it was Friday, so I'm saying, okay, you know what I mean? It might take a couple business days. We'll give it to Monday, right? So Friday, send the joint, say, okay, it should be there whenever. Saturday come, don't hear nothing. Sunday come, don't hear nothing. Monday come. She called me and she was like, you sure you don't need to call the bank because we still don't see the joint on my end, right? So I'm like, huh? So I was like, all right, I'll check with him because I was on a meeting or something, right? So then I go back and double back and look. What Rick Favre be saying? Careless mistakes.
Careless mistakes.
Nigga, I typed the wrong. It was supposed to be an 8 and I typed a 9 in the wire transfer. So somebody woke up with $10K in their account, dog. And my joy just disappeared. Like, I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So I reached out to the Bams and they said, yeah, it says that it didn't fail. It says the drink was deposited. So we got to do some investigation and see if we can get the bread back before you can send the drink, before we can send it to where it's supposed to go to. And then she was like, yeah, it's going to go on the internet in like by the end of the week. And we can't hold it after that. Like, there's nothing I could do if the drink go on the internet. So I might lose the car and have to figure out what's going on with the bread, dog. Blown. Because I was psyched. I redid the garage and everything for one of these drinks, dog. The entire garage, everything. Up in smoke.
Oh. So one number off.
One number off.
Caused the whole demonstration to just... So somebody woke up and thought it was Christmas early.
Shopping spree.
Dog, so hold on. Did they spend the bread?
I don't know. Like, the joint, because usually if you give them a wrong account number, it'll like fail. Like the transfer will fail.
But it
this joint say deposited successfully. So
somebody got it.
Yeah, somebody got the bread.
Yeah, somebody got that jump for sure.
Hopefully it's a Bama like you that's going to do on the up and up and call and be like, hey, what's going on? This extra money. And not somebody that think it's like a PPP loan or something just pop up in their account and they just go running. I would have took the bread out immediately back when I was broke. This is a fact. This is a fact. I would have been like, what? I would have went and just dealt with the consequences later.
When you got the alert, because
I would have went immediately to the bank.
You know what's going to happen, dog. If you take the junk out, right, after they saw it all through the junk, then your junk going to be negative 10K. It's going to be because they're going to get the bread back, dog. They're going to get you either the credit agency is going to get you on the back end where you can't even get an apartment building because your junk got negative 10K on it. They're going to get it back, dog. So,
but if you broke, you don't care.
Yeah, you right.
10K in hand?
Right. Yeah, you right.
They might got to work 4 months to get that. 3-4 months to get 10K.
Yeah, you right. You got to take me to court, though.
I'm dealing with that later.
Back incrementally.
I would have took the cash out.
You're going to get that jump back in installments.
Right. They're going to be on what Craig said earlier, the 36-month installment plan.
36-month installment. You will get $10 here. But I'm going to be crying in court and everything.
Dog, blow.
Oh, yeah. My bad, dog. I'm sorry to hear that, dog, because I know you wanted to whip Jai heavy. And now you got... Y'all can put it online. They're not gonna wait. You black too. If you was white though, they probably held that joint a couple more days. Though.
But they can't because the way this drink works, it's one of the hardest cars to get in the country right now. So the manufacturer puts it on the website. The dealership doesn't even do it because I kept calling when I see them coming up for regular price, and they like we're not putting them up there. That's the manufacturer. Whenever they ship them to us, they put it online automatically. So they're not going for what you even see them online for once you call in. Like Obama tricked me into another dealership last week. So yeah, we got it for what the regular price was. I go show up, and say, oh nah, the drink 30 more.
Oh, they just try to get you in the building.
Yeah.
Then they put a jug on you. Oh, speaking of jugs, dog, the Bama Scott Foster, dog. Is he doing the funny business? Is this Bama Tim Donaghy little brother out here? Cause I'm starting to think. You already know it's Stern's Orders 2.0 in my mind for all of it. Because the last 11 playoff games that Scott Foster has been the head referee involving Chris Paul has ended up in an L for Chris Paul.
You said 13 straight?
11.
Oh, 11.
Chris Paul in the latest press conference was subtly making mention of that by saying, 11 in a row, man. You just got to look at it. 11 in a row. It just seems a little odd, And he's basically alluding to the fact that this referee, Scott Foster, he didn't say his name because, you'll get fined for that, but he was alluding to that. And, the internet went ham on the whole conspiracy theorists. And, people were like, is Scott Foster like really doing the funny business? Now, we know as a whole, the referees in the league they did funny business with Allen Iverson. Anybody who's like gone out of their way to berate the referee and stuff like that, refs take that stuff personal and they utilize their leverage and their authority to do stuff. Now, what do you think? Do you think that Scott Foster actually has a vendetta against Chris Paul?
So I don't think it's even possible to know without going back and watching all 11 games. Anything else would just be random speculation. Like, I'm not that into Chris Paul while I've been watching and following his career like that and watching every game he plays in. So you have to go back and watch those games and look for the funny business. There's no other way to be able to come to any kind of conclusion other than watching the games. And we bet, so we would pick up on it.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, the thing, like when it comes to sports and how things go either way, it's hard, dog. Like, even when I try to tell people, like, cheating happens in the NBA, refs be doing the funny business and stuff, it's still hard to prove because the system in which they utilize the cheating is so ironclad, dog, because there's so many elements to it. The fact that the other night Devin Booker was like 2 for 14 and Bama was playing like some trash, you could easily just say, like, no, it was no cheating involved. Like, the Bama, they played terrible, right? And that's why they lost, because Devin Booker couldn't score. But in the same vein, you look at DeAndre Ayton, that Bama was having an amazing game to start the joint out. So, and in the third quarter, they did make a push to kind of get back into the game. And then I was telling somebody the other day, I was telling my man B, I was like, they was down by like 4 points like towards the end of the third quarter. I turned, went in the kitchen, went in the bathroom, came back out. They was down 13. I said, hold on. I'm like, it was only like really like 2 minutes, if that. And they just opened the lead back up. And I don't know if that's referee induced. And like you say, you got to really watch the game. But I just know Stearns order stuff be happening. And Scott Foster been in the league for a minute, bro. He was around with the whole Tim Donaghy Jones. This Batman been around the league for a minute. So if anybody know how to cheat the system, Scott Foster on that list, bro. He on that list. Now, with that said, what happens the next game Scott Foster is refereeing? There's almost like a unspoken pressure behind the scenes that the Suns got to win if Scott Foster is refereeing.
But given the current conversation, does it make sense to let this Bama referee another game that Chris Paul playing in? If I'm the NBA, I'm thinking they removing this Bama so it won't go either way. It's just a conversation that they can't afford to have right now. There's no superstars left. I just think they gotta just pull the plug on that.
If this becomes the talking point, you do not want this as your talking point. Because Bama's like me, I'm going to go back and look at all the game tape and try to really, and write a book, get rich off the whole scandal junk. Because I already know Bama's be cheating. It's no business in America that is worth billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars where there ain't no funny business at the core of it some way. This is just a fact. Just a fact, though. So you right. They got to just pull the plug, young. Get that Bama far, 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 far away. With that said, looking away from that and looking just at the game, are the Bucks on the way back? Are they about to push back into to this?
I
Or
mean,
they
they might be able to make it look interesting, but the Suns are going to win the chip.
Suns winning the chip? You putting wings on that?
We can pull wings on it. Spicy garlic.
Spicy garlic. Nah, I ain't gonna put the wings on that, dog. Go get you a put some wings on his shirt from the OSS 980 store. Just go to OSS 980 on IG. Click the link in the bio. Go ahead, copy you. Put some wings on his shirt. I don't think. Yeah, I think it'll go. I think it'll go 6. I think it'll go 6. Um, but yeah, I don't see Chris Paul and them losing this series. Despite how Booker was looking last game and them getting losing to the Bucks. I'm surprised though Giannis' leg is held up as much as it has though. It actually looked like it's getting stronger though. Cause the last game he was dunking in the lane, doing all kind of crazy stuff. I didn't think he had in him. Yeah, so we gonna see. USA basketball, they go 0-2 in the exhibition games. Are they washed? Or is this just like Bam's just hyping it? I mean, the thing is, I don't think I peeped the spreads on this last game versus Austria, but um but the game versus Nigeria, I think they were like 28 point underdogs. The Nigerians were. You'd have put some bread on that jump. You would have cashed out.
28. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy, dog. And then Bama's like, I mean, what is the problem with the USA team? Like, is it they don't have the players? Is it just they tired from the playoff basketball? Is it just that
I mean,
they
there's no
don't
excuses
care?
for real. They shouldn't be losing to anybody. Even though the roster, I understand that in American basketball, everything is kind of like small ball, but just the bigs on the squad, I don't really understand a whole lot. Like, I don't understand Draymond Green being on that team and who's the
Out
other
of
big
Bayou.
that they had. Yeah, it's weird to me when you got bigs that can't score that aren't even necessarily bigs. So
Mm-hmm.
that part I was a little confused about.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shout out my man Migs. FIBA a different game. We soft now. Yeah, these dudes like I feel like the rims in the games too be a little like it ain't double rim, but it just seemed like it's like I don't know if the rims be different in the international jump than it be at like down Verizon Center jump. Like it just seemed like they tighter. Like a brick really be a brick. Like you gotta switch that jump because you're not getting no friendly rolls on those baskets, young. I don't know what they do to the rims or what's going on, but I don't know. And plus, you gotta think a lot of these players they play in the NBA. They've seen all of these dudes all season. They not scared. That whole mystique, USA basketball, they walk through and everybody's bigger than everybody, and it's like, young, that's Michael Jordan. That's that whole mystique gone. So I don't. Do you think that they win in the Olympics? Because the exhibition jump, they looking like they about to get washed out here.
I mean, I think they have to win in the Olympics. They'll get it figured out. They're still the best players in the world.
Mhm.
And Greg Popovich doesn't look the same without Tim Duncan, but he's still Greg Popovich. They'll get it figured out.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I don't, dog. I'm just if I'm the coach of the team, I'm like, dog, y'all Bama's is too good to be getting mud hold out here. Take some pride. That's it. All you gotta do is care, and then they'll turn it up. I feel like, but maybe it's not that easy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just not that easy anymore. Um, but I don't know how you can have KD. Damian Lillard, uh, Tatum. Who else they got? Bradley Beal, and that not be enough. I mean, the bigs are a little bit suspect. I ain't even gonna hold you. Um, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. They better figure it out though. I know that much. They definitely better figure it out. Um, so what's next on the agenda, dog? We got on tap. Young, did you see this?
Ben Simmons took home a special ESPY for his humanitarian work. Yes. Not everyone knows this, but Ben Simmons has been building orphanages like this one completely out of his playoff bricks. What do you like to say, little ladies?
Bro, they cold disrespected that man, dog. This at the ESPYs?
Did they lie?
Dog. They didn't lie, dog, but the you that's a sick level troll, dog. This Bama say he was building orphanages and had the bricks lined up and stuff. Ben, you cannot let them slander you like that. Under no circumstance. I'm coming back looking like Steph Curry the next season. Bama's trying to disrespect me like that. I'm just maybe I'm different,
If
bro.
his shot didn't improve when he missed his whole rookie year with a broken leg, and he had nothing to do but shoot the basketball, that is over with. Whatever is going on with him is mental. It has nothing to do with, I don't think, him working on his shot, because we've seen him, like, for some reason in open gym or just pickup, be able to take shots, and it looked like a decent shot, and he's even made some of them. So, like, for some reason when the lights come on, he just refuses to shoot the basketball, and he shies away from going to the free throw line. So that's mental. That's
But you gonna
beyond
be
being
the
in the
you gonna
gym
be the
getting shots
laughing
up.
stock of the league though.
He is.
That,
Like, what is he gonna go get hypnotized or something?
dog, I don't listen, and I just don't know how you're an NBA basketball player, right? And the whole world is slandering you because you can't shoot. And like you wouldn't. That's all I would do for the next 380 days. Like all I would do was go in the gym and just shoot
But
and
how do you
just
know he's
shoot.
not doing that?
I don't know. I guess we'll know next season.
With the resources that the NBA has, you don't think they're trying everything trying to get this figured out? I don't think the Bama's sitting on the sofa like, oh, forget it. I'm just going to drive to the basket and get layups and dunks. Like, they got to be exhausting every resource they have to try to figure this out.
But that's
Well,
what I'm
one would think.
saying.
One would think.
Dog, Bama's getting the off season, go fishing, go to Vegas, do all kinds of stuff. Basketball, you see what James Harden and little baby doing. Them Bama's
And James Harden shot
going.
water. So what you saying? Like, maybe that's what he need to do. Start working on it. Go hit go hit some of the clubs, knock off some of the top youngins that's on TV, and just call it a career, dog.
He got a youngin, dog.
Do we?
Yeah, this youngin bad too. Ain't he with what's Slim name? IG model youngin, TV youngin. I can't think of her
It's
name.
1,000 of those.
Yeah, you already know, dog. But you right. That jump would upset me, bro. You did a whole skit on me on national TV. First of all, when I see Anthony Mackie in the streets, he gonna have to see me with the hands, sons, and full. Cause it's just no way you just gonna disrespect me like that on TV like that with the kids. Thank you, Ben. Like, no, that's unacceptable, bro. That's unacceptable. You gotta take pride in that. You gotta take pride in that. Becky Hammon, dog. Is she gonna be the new Wizards head coach?
Didn't they say the Wizards organization was like what did they say?
Run like a hockey team?
Yeah, like a hockey team
What does that
that they
mean?
don't know what's going on over there.
I mean, would you hire Becky?
I I don't think this city and this organization is a team to be doing those kind of
We
experiments.
we
They got
can't
to.
do it though.
They can't even. It seems like they don't even want to hire a black man, let alone a woman. So I just think baby steps as far as this team is concerned. And one of the issues we had with Scott Brooks was we didn't feel like he had control of the team, or that Bama's were listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, in the world we live in, I don't necessarily see a bunch of dudes just bowing down and listening to Becky Hammon if they weren't listening to Scott Brooks.
I agree. And one of the things that I would say, you know, and I think Becky Hammon definitely deserves an opportunity and a chance to be a head coach of a NBA basketball team, without a doubt. I think that as a if you're in a position of making that hiring selection and that decision, you have to, one, make sure that your organization is one that is above board in everything that it does. You have to make sure your organization is airtight, that you know how you operate and what kind of things you put in place. The team is a well-oiled machine for the most part. Um, because you're gonna have to deal with a lot with the Becky Hammon on your team. Your players are gonna have to deal with a lot. Like it's just gonna be either at the beginning it's gonna be a PR like celebration, but as it goes on and on, it can it can easily turn into a nightmare. And it may not have anything to do with her coaching per se, but just controlling the locker room, commanding the respect. Um, you know,
All that being said, it can't be worse than what's been going on the last 6 years with Scott Brooks here. It can't be worse.
okay.
It
I
can't be
mean,
worse.
from a basketball standpoint, I don't think it could be worse. But from a PR standpoint, a stuff like young, what do you do? Like, can you let's say Bradley Bill says something reckless to Becky Hammon, right? And she's offended by it. But if he would have said the same thing to like a coach, I mean, like a male head coach, they might not have necessarily been offended by it or whatever. Like, how do you discipline your best player? Like,
It's tricky in this city. That's why I said this is not the place. You probably need a more mature team, with a headstrong player on that team, like LeBron or somebody of that vein.
yeah,
They could do it in San
that can
Antonio.
that can that can that you can parcel the respect from,
You
that
need
you know you're not gonna have no issues with.
you just need a certain culture there, I think, to be able to do something like that. And I don't think, just like I say, we don't need black quarterbacks in this city because we know what's going to come with it. It's just certain things you got to expect when you know how the media operates here, when you know how the fans operate. You just need a certain level of culture to be able to to cultivate somebody getting their opportunity. And not saying it's an experiment, but in a way it is, because you've never had a female head coach before. There are a lot of things that are going to be, like you said, the way coaches, like imagine somebody yelling at her on the sideline like they would yell at a male coach. You know what I mean? Getting into a disagreement publicly. You're going to have to watch things like that, because you know people that don't even watch sports are going to all of a sudden jump in and say misogyny and he's not respecting her because she's a woman, whereas you got Bamas that choked out their head coach in the locker room. You know what I mean? It just, people that aren't invested in the sports or that wins and losses are going to all of a sudden start chiming in and be invested in seeing what happens. So I just think, like you said, she deserves opportunity, but with the current landscape of what goes on in this city, I just think this would be a rough place to be able to do something like that. Imagine Gilbert Arenas. So, you know what I mean?
It's just and it's just Imagine Gilbert Arenas.
It would be
What?
too wild.
I can't even listen, bro. First of all, you wouldn't even do it if you had a Gil on your team. Like that wouldn't even be in discussion. Like if you had a Gil on your team. But that's the thing. Like there's so many different things. Like And like, I mean, it's just a reality. But like, let's just say, I mean, I don't know her sexual orientation, but if she were to get pregnant, she like, how
This
does that?
nigga.
Dog, it's the facts, dog. Like, how would
Ain't she like
that?
40 something?
No, she ain't 40.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, she not. Becky Hammon not 40, dog. Look it up. She not 40. She older, but she not 40. She younger than us. What you
44.
mean? What?
Yeah, dog, she ain't about to pop no babies out.
Oh yeah, you right. She done.
You ain't even supposed
It's
to say
over.
stuff like that. See,
It's
and
over.
also, this is allegedly supposed to be something that's not supposed to be a part of the process for hiring in
What?
2021. The possibility of a woman getting pregnant and that affecting her ability to do her job.
That's not supposed to be a part of the process.
They're gonna say it's sexist.
How childbearing is sexist?
Dog, you know how I go in 2021. Everybody's
What?
the same. Bizarro.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know how having a child is sexist.
No, how that being a part of the decision and that and yeah, being a part of the decision as that being a possibility, they're gonna say that's sexist for you to bring that up. 100%.
Really? Well, yeah. Well, my apologies. I didn't know. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm lost on that one. But it is what it is. I mean, I just ultimately I don't think Becky Hammon. Like I said, I think capability wise, I would take her in a heartbeat over Scott Brooks. Put her as the
Facts.
head coach today. Like, but I think with all the other things that would come along with it, to me, that's more problematic than her coaching. We'll be a much better team. I think she know X's and O's. I think she know game plans. I think she know, and as long as that stuff is is above board, I'm with it. I'm with it. But yeah, I'm just telling you, I don't think we had the personnel here to kind of manage that. Even if she was doing poor, like how you can you just go in and fire her? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, I don't know, dog. Meg said in 10 years, there ain't gonna be no more gender roles, dog. I'ma still have to take out the trash, regardless what
There it
happens in the
is.
next 10 years, dog. I'ma still have to fight the bad man who come in the house, intrude.
You still gonna
I'ma
have to
still have
change
to
the oil. You still gonna
I'm
have to
still gonna
wash
have
the
to change the
cars,
oil, wash the car, and I'm
cut the
sure
grass.
there's women out there like that do it too. But I'm just saying, in
Because they
my
got
house,
to.
I gotta do it, dog. Yeah, because they
Because
got
they
to.
got to. Because you know what they was focused on instead of what they should have been focused on. So now they gotta cut their
Dog,
grass.
yeah. I mean, yeah. So, all right, on our next topic, name, image, and likeness, NCAA. I've been hearing some discussions around just talking about the NCAA. I want to read you one of the things that will now be permissible with the NCAA and kind of talk about where we think this thing is going to go. Because it's about to be wild out here, bro. The NCAA about to be wild. Uh, NCAA name, image, and likeness. What will college teams do? Giving players stacks now that's not under the table, it's on the table. NCAA college athletes will have the opportunity to benefit from their name, image, and likeness beginning Thursday. Uh, Governance bodies in all three divisions today adopted a uniform interim policy suspending NCAA name, image, and likeness rules for all incoming and current student athletes in all sports. This is an important day for college athletes since they all are now able to take advantage of the name, image, and likeness opportunities. NCAA President Mark Emmert said, with the variety of state laws adopted across the country, we will continue to work with the Congress to develop a solution that will provide clarity on on a national level. The current environment, both legal and legislative, prevents us from providing a more permanent solution and the level of detail student athletes deserve. The policy provides the following guidance to college athletes, recruits, their families, and member schools. Individuals can engage in name, image, and likeness activities that are consistent with the law of the states where the school is located. Colleges and universities may be a source for state law questions. College athletes who attend a school in a state without a name, image, and likeness law can engage in this type of activity without violating NCAA rules relating to name, image, and likeness. Individuals can use professional services provider for name, image, and likeness activities. Student athletes should report name, image, and likeness activities consistent with the state law or school and conference requirements to their school. So you already know what's about to happen, dog. Bama about to get paid through Five Guys $5,000, which would be under the table. But what are they going to do? It's really no holds barred. Like if I'm a college head coach, which I'm gonna have on in the next couple of weeks, and kind of ask the question, like, what does your recruiting look like, dog? Is you showing up with the Bentley and like, look, bro, this joint is for you. You can lease this joint, and you basically gonna represent Bentley. Like,
if they smart, they'll figure it out.
what is you doing if you a college coach? Let's say you coach Maryland University. All right, you try to get recruits. What you doing?
I'm going to Under Armour. Every big company I could think of that works out of the area or that could be invested in players coming and playing for Maryland, reaching out to all the boosters, what companies they work for, and what connections they have. And I'm funneling the bread to the players.
Straight
Period.
to them.
It's easy.
You showing up to the house with the keys and the stacks. Is you put stacks on the table and be like, this how we going.
Like when you sign your letter of intent, go ahead and sign these other documents too, and let's get it cracking.
Dog, who going to rise to the top, dog? Who going to be that school? Because you know it's going to be one school that has like a strong alumni base that has money, but that's not a powerhouse, not a Alabama, not a Clemson, Tennessee, not one of them Jones, like a lower level, like that got money, like a Notre Dame, a USC.
That's where the Ivy Leagues might be able to get it cracking and take over. Because there's a lot of Bamas that's connected to the big bread that went to like a Harvard or a Princeton or Yale and stuff like that and got the super connections, the $500 million yacht type Bamas. And that's where I think you're going to start to see people who couldn't compete before all of a sudden find a way to magically compete.
Oh, that's it. I think you're going to see one of them Ivy League Jones jump up the ranks because they got the connections, dog. This jump is basically who's connected. Who connected to the big businesses that can represent these players and give them the platform in order to like lure them to the school. If you was a star 5-star recruit right now in this day and age, what's the package that's going to get you to the school?
First of all, pause. No package is going to get me anywhere. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I mean, at that age, what was I worried about? It definitely a whip is going to be involved. A nice whip.
Okay.
Some bread.
Okay. How much bread they got to pay you per month?
Like where you rank. If you top 50, that's different from being the number one guy.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to get. See, this is what I'm trying to get to. Because right now, you already know how business works. Bama's is always trying to get the most for the least. So they're going to come in the door. Bama's think they're going to get the big. They're going to come with numbers that they never seen before and hope that they be like, yes. Because if I had a son or somebody who's in the first thing I'm going to do is get, what do you call it? A financial analyst to analyze what the monetary worth of my son's image and likeness is in this market. Because you need to have now.
You as a dad of a hood Bama, that like the kid 18, so what you probably 38. You know what I mean? Like, and the upbringing and just the lifestyle is completely different. You know that now, but dog, Ain't no way. They just saying who got the biggest bag.
That's it. But what's the biggest bag? What do you think the biggest bag gonna be?
This is the thing. There's no collective bargaining agreement. There's no salary cap. So I think these players, at least for 1 year, a Zion is worth more than what I think most NBA salaries are, even starter NBA salaries. So
Zion college gonna get more than the NBA Bama?
now, because again, we got Joe Blow dads and moms negotiating these deals, they might not be able to completely maximize the return. But I'm saying to me, a Zion is worth more to Duke than most of these max players in these different cities.
Okay.
Because
Zion's worth more than
to the university. Let's be clear.
Okay, to the university. Okay.
Because the university is going to see more of that money than an NBA team would see in like revolving around a player of equal magnitude. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's split. Like the revenue is split. It's controlled in that way. The school is not paying the player anything. The school's still not paying them. This is coming from being funneled from outside. So they're going to navigate that and make sure they get to all the boosters and try to get as much bread as possible. It's not one owner playing Alabama. If they really, really want that player there, you might have 5 different billionaires or maybe 10 or 20 different millionaires trying to get a player there. And they can make deals that they do the same thing we do, just write it off at the end of the year.
Because it's a donation.
It could be a donation. It could be marketing. It could be a bunch of different things, especially the marketing deals.
Oh.
If it's like an endorsement, that's definitely marketing.
These
that's gonna get ripped off at the
Bamas
end of the year.
Dog, this is a dirty game, bro.
You going to have Bamas actually start maybe staying in college, especially the Bamas who on the bubble might not get drafted, going to end up in the NBDL.
Dog,
stay in college.
That's going to keep them there. Bamas might flunk out and stay in another year.
And low key, the lifestyle is better, dog. And
The
being a star
lifestyle
player in college than playing
What?
in the NBA off the bench and that life.
Dog,
like,
and in the NBA, and you may not cut it. You may not be good enough. You frying in college, dog. Bamas think you all world in college.
Right.
And then you get to the league and be a Joe Blow making $500K. So it definitely an incentive to stay in college. Think about Bama's
That's a lot of players
like
that
a Tim Tebow or somebody who just excelled in college, can maximize star power, all that stuff. You know, he still made money in the league, but if he could, you know, made money off his name, image, and likeness, his college money would have far surpassed his NFL money.
look at all these bum quarterbacks that end up winning championships, whether it be Nick Saban or like Ohio State, a bunch of other schools, like a lot of them Pac-12 schools that'll be really, really good and have quarterbacks that'll be winning there. What's the guy that was in Miami in 01? Dempsey, what was his name? He used to wear the sleeves when Sean Taylor and they had all of that loaded roster in Miami. I can't remember but they was out there cooking, but they can't bust a grape in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The quarterback from Boise State, that's the OC for Dallas now. It's a bunch of those kind of players that are legends. What's your Colt McCoy?
Texas, yeah.
Especially in Texas with football. It's a lot of places and players that would be. I mean, but in the NFL, people don't really leave after 1 year. But at the same time, like it's a lot of people that would benefit and have a much bigger college career than they would have an NFL career.
Yeah, dog. It's gonna be different this year. I mean, the stories. I think because the league, and I would say the NCAA and the coaches, like, you know, I mean, is there just no holds bar right now? Is it like, because I just feel like it's gonna be crazy, dog.
I think
Calipari.
Yeah,
Think about these
you already
diamonds,
know.
dog.
You already know. Because he been doing
California,
that.
he
Now
been
he can
what's
do it
up?
legally.
Dog, what was my man? We was watching a documentary and he was trying to get the pay the players to get him to go to the certain schools and he had a connection.
The black dude, the
Yeah,
little,
I gotta. Yeah, you
I
got to
can't
sue the
remember what his
government,
name is.
dog. Yeah, you got to
What was
sue
the
the
name of the
government.
documentary? It was like one word.
Yeah, it was like I can't think of the jump, dog. Dog, you gotta sue the government, dog, because now the Bama's, yeah, because now as an agent, if I could go talk to the players, like, look, dog, you over here, you gonna get this kind of deal. They got the Under Armour and Nike situation. I think that's the best move for you. Woo, 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 woo. You know, I just get like 2% or whatever you get a cut from that. Now you're gonna have Bama's trying to represent these players and be agents at the collegiate level. And you know, agents, they not they not dumb like Joe Blow. Like I don't even know what kind of, would they allow agents to kind of basically make these deals and coordinate these deals and situations, or they just gonna work strictly with the parents? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how, I don't even know what's gonna happen. But the jump about to be wild, bro. It's about to be wild. Now, we know the Alabamas, the Clemsons, and these big name schools, they still gonna be big names. They still got the bag and the big checks and you know, um, the nice facilities and all that other stuff. But it's about to change, bro. It's about to change. What you think Dion gonna do down where he at? Ain't he at Grambling,
Jackson State.
Jackson State? He about to start throwing the bread out.
I don't know what level the alumni there or the connections he has there would be able to pull at, but he might be able to facilitate something through his endorsements, stuff that he's had over the years and relationships he's built. So that's what it kind of all depends on. It's still going to be hard to compete with the big schools that have these filthy rich alumni and boosters versus HBCU.
Yeah, you can't compete, dog. Y'all playing on glass floors and it ain't gonna work, bro. I mean, I know he's putting his own money into the school facility and stuff like that. Got endorsements and stuff, but yeah,
So,
I just don't.
so somewhere like Howard, I think that would help Howard, like schools like that. But Jackson State, I don't know that they necessarily have alumni with the cachet and the same kind of earning power that somewhere like Howard does. And I'm not saying they don't have any, but I'm just saying to the magnitude.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it play out, though. I mean, I'm definitely intrigued. Definitely intrigued. Before we get out of here, tomorrow night, you watching the WNBA All Star game?
0% chance.
Dog, they think they slick, dog. They got the women's All Star game before the NBA Finals game. I actually think that's good. That's brilliant on their part, because that is gonna and
It's better than 11 a.m. games on a Saturday.
it is. Yeah, it is. I think you're gonna get a much higher viewership for the
Actually, I'm going
simple
to
fact
watch.
that
I'm going to make it a point to watch the entire game.
I'm gonna watch it, dog.
I'm going to record it and I'm going to pull up some clips and bring them to the next Tuesday's show.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have the IG camera phone out, ready to talk my stuff. But yeah, I think it's a good move on their part to kind of slide it in there right before the NBA finals, because Bama's is kind of winding down, getting themselves ready, and then like, oh, we got the NBA finals, and then, oh, what's on? Oh, they got basketball. Then they kind of catch it on the way in. But yeah, because otherwise I probably would not watch it at all. But because it's coming on before the finals, I definitely try to check it out. So I'm gonna watch it, look at it, see what it's doing, all that good stuff. Um, you got anything else, man? Anything else happen?
Not yet. We gonna figure out what's going on with this with this other thing, and then we might have an update next week.
With the transfer, the wide
Yeah,
transfer,
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of blown, dog, because I've been trying for
dog,
3 months, dog, to find this joint.
dog. I mean, yeah, that's
I,
a blow,
I
dog.
was pressed for the other car until I found this drink, because I still got the other drink coming Monday. But
Uh-huh. Yeah, nah, yeah, I get it, though. I get it. I know you blown, though. I know you blown because you've been talking about it for a minute, so I know that Jones will blow. Um, plus that truck you got, dog. That Jones is a gas guzzler.
guzzler, dog, and gas going up and up and up and up.
Dog, I'm like, these man was killing me with the gas, bro. Killing me. Um, follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Shout out to Where's Buffy podcast. Shout out to Lance J Radio, Free Agent Radio. Shout out to Kicking It with G Man. Shout out to Ben and Knows Best. Shout out to it's all our fam who rock with us heavy. Shout out my man Van, my man Christian, my man Pat, my man B, Jenna Garcia, Sports Talk Tasha, everybody who rock with us heavy. And we out.